guys, 74J here, and welcome back to the Youthful Hatfield Town here on Football Manager 2020. I have plenty of football things to talk about today. The end of the Premier League season has now happened. The Championship are currently in their playoffs, and there's a little bit of Stevenage news as well for those of you who are interested, not just in Stevenage and League 2 in general, but also in the EFL and the rules of the EFL and financial regulations. I'll be coming at it from a very biased angle, as I'm sure you can tell. I am literally sitting here in my Stevenage shirt as I speak. Let's get some music on. Let me put something new on that we haven't heard before. Let's see. The other thing is trying to find something. Let's go with this and hope I don't get a copyright strike. Okie dokie. So the Premier League season has finished. Newcastle finished 13th in the league after a 3-1 home defeat to Liverpool. Bit disappointing. We scored inside 26 seconds, which was awesome, but then reality kind of took over. I don't like Liverpool. I don't want to knock what they've done this season because it is impressive, but I don't like Liverpool. I've never liked Liverpool. Ever since I heard stories about every time a player scored against them, they would just sign that player. Not so that player could play for them necessarily, but just to stop that player from being able to score against them. And I think that's a bit of a dick move when a team does that, in all honesty. It's one of the reasons I didn't like Man United to begin with as well. Then I realised they're all just bastards anyway. Anyway, let's not dwell on that. Hatfield, we're currently top of the league. I was meant to show you guys the start of this season, but I kind of got into an addiction of just game after game after game. So we're 15 games into the season. We've won 10 of them, we've drawn 4 of them, and we've literally just lost our first game of the season against Western-super-Mare. We are in the Southern League Premier South, to be more precise. So Western-super-Mare used to be a National League team, so to lose to them, I'm not too upset. 2-0 defeat, it wasn't the greatest match in the world. If I actually show you the results from the end of last season, because I did my little youth experiment, as you can see it worked quite well. I'm trying to remember whereabouts it was that I last showed you. Was it the Welwyn Garden City match? I think it might have been, or the Uxbridge game. Where was it? Oh, it was here. So we had Luke Lane and Archie Wilson scoring this match, and then the next game was a 1-0 win that Archie Wilson scored in again. Then we drew 3-3 with Wilson and Miller scoring. Miller scoring twice, in fact, which was quite impressive. Then a 3-1 win here with Ekpyong and Lane scoring. I've given myself hiccups again, that's good. And then another 1-0 win here with, a 2-1 defeat. Where did I get 1-0 win from? 2-1 defeat with Ekpyong scoring. This was a bit of a disappointing game against Harrow, let's be honest. Then I played some friendlies, and I had the Velocity Trophy final against Whitehawk. Now, before the game, their manager came out and said some not very nice things about me. So I thought, I'll show him, I'll beat him, and then I lost. So I lost 2-1. We were actually 2-0 down, as you can see. He scored in the 86th minute. Has the music gone off, by the way? Hang on a second. Let me relaunch Media Player, because for some reason the music has just stopped playing on OBS. It probably was still playing for you guys. I don't know why it stopped there. Let me put a different track on. Let's go with Armadillo Roll. That sounds fun. Yeah, I think it's just a quiet bit in this song. Apologies for that. It helps when I'm able to hear the music then, if I can tell that it's, whether it's broken or not. Oh well. So yeah, we lost 2-1 in the Velocity Trophy. Things happen. This season, we actually had a really good pre-season. You look at some of the teams we played against. Coventry, we won 1-0. Wilson scoring. Crewe, we won 1-0. Miller scoring. We lost 3-2 to Bristol Rovers, but I think they're still in League 1. Yeah. And that was Wootton and Montero scoring. Then we won 4-1 against Bradford, which was just insane. Fitzhugh scoring twice. Willock scoring. Ekpyong scoring. Lost 2-1 to Wimbledon, with Fitzhugh scoring. Lost 1-0 to Burton, who are probably a League 1 team. League 2, oh dear. Things have not gone well for them. Then we won 5-1 against Cambridge. Wilson scoring twice, Richmond scoring, more about him in a second. Carter scoring, Wootton scoring. We won 1-0 against Cheltenham, with Nielsen scoring. We lost 3-1 to Barnet in the Hatfield Cup semi-final, which was a little pre-season tournament I held. Waldron O'Rourke scoring for us. You might remember he's the new youth centre attacking midfielder. Then we beat Stevenage in the playoff, third place playoff, 3-2, with Wilson scoring twice and Miller scoring. Wilson's name is coming up a lot, you might have noticed. He has been on fire this season. Lost 4-2 to Salford, with Richmond and Ekpyong scoring. Bruno Andrade playing for Salford, that's quite interesting. 2-1 win against Maidstone, with Richmond and Boyle scoring. Boyle is one of our backup centre-backs. And then 2-2 draw against Bromley, with Wilson and Ekpyong scoring. And then finally a 1-0 defeat to Kings Langley, which I don't know where that came from. And then yeah, in the league, apart from one defeat here in the FA Cup, one defeat here in the FA Trophy, and one defeat here in the league, we are unbeaten. We actually had 14 games unbeaten in the league, which was a new record, I believe. And then we lost 2-0 to Western-super-Mare. We've got recovery to do. We have got recovery to do. In terms of transfers, I haven't actually signed many players this season, which is hilarious. I did bring in Josh Bliss. Technically, he joined last season. He was a backup goalkeeper. But because of his contract situation, he didn't join until the summer. Jay Sheridan, who's a backup left back in case Smith Brown gets injured or leaves. Whitnell, who's a centre back. Simpson, who's a right back. Because Sarpong Waiadu left, he actually went to Telford. Telford are our poaching team, it looks like. They keep stealing my players. Lachlan Robertson, where do you play? Oh yeah, you're another goalkeeper. Oh, I think you're my first choice goalkeeper. Yeah. Then we've got Chris Stokes, who used to play for Stevenage, and Luke Wilkinson, who used to play for Stevenage. These guys are basically just cover. They're experienced as well, so they're good for mentoring, but they're mostly just cover. In terms of outgoings, Joe Clark, who was a young right back, I believe, went to Newport, Isle of Wight. Faizu Sangare has gone to Colchester. I don't actually know how well he's doing for them. He hasn't played for them in the league yet. Technically he joined their under-23s. Pring Dickens went to Tilbury. James Kelly went to Brantham on loan. Jabali went to Frome Collegians out on loan. Victor George went to Wellington on loan. Kane Lewis, who was our first right back, he left. He's joined Sudbury on a free transfer. Sarpong Waiadu, there he is. He's gone to Telford for free. George Montero is currently at Haybridge on loan. Simon Nielsen, who was my awesome centre-back, who I signed from West Ham. He played 10 games for us, and now he's gone to Telford. I need to stop signing players on non-contract. I need to start giving them part-time deals to stop this from happening, because both of these guys who've gone to Telford were on non-contract, and that's just annoying. And then even Evan, where did I get Evan from? Evan Kilcooley has gone to Basford on a free transfer. I don't even remember him playing a match for us. He did not, so I'm not too upset by that one. Let's play some games. We've got Bath City away. They're third in the league. It's going to be a tough one, this actually. It's going to be a tough one. But we should be okay. We're big boys. We can handle the big boys. I hope. Right. So I'm going to do sort of 2 episodes today. One's going to be this, which is episode 13, I believe. And then I'm going to do a 13.5 as well. Because I've discovered some stuff to do with tactics. And I wanted to reboot my tactics a little bit anyway. So I thought I'll do that as its own sort of sub-video. You guys can either decide to watch it or you can skip straight over to episode 14 if that's not your thing. But basically I moaned recently about match plans. And I said, why don't they have an on-off switch for match plans? And it turns out they do. And I'm just an idiot who doesn't look at these things before speaking out loud, apparently. I've also got some football stuff to moan about, like I said. Let's talk about the Stevenage thing first. So, on the 11th of August, which I think is a week after this video goes out, there will be a meeting. It's an appeal hearing, technically. Macclesfield failed to pay their players on 6 separate occasions the season that's just finished. 6 separate occasions. They were docked points for pretty much every single time that happened, except for the latest time, where not only were they not deducted points for this season, but they were not really thrown. They didn't have the book thrown at them, in my opinion. So the actual sanction was a 4 points deduction, which has been suspended till next season. So if they break the rules again next season, they will get that 4 point deduction. And as well as that, they've oh, hang on, put the wrong guy on the bench. As well as that, they've also had to pay a fine, which I find is really weird, because when you've failed to pay your players on time, clearly you can't afford a fine either. So there we go. My opinion is they should have been deducted enough points to be relegated from the league, which might sound harsh, but I mean, essentially, they don't deserve to be in the league. It's a bit like the Bury situation, where Bury won League 2 2 seasons ago, but they clearly did it by paying more money than they could actually afford. So last season, in League 1, they went bust before the season even started. They had to postpone their first 6 fixtures, and eventually they were expelled from the league. So next season, they're starting again in non-league. I don't want to disrespect Macclesfield fans. Let me get into this match, actually, before I... this is the lineup. Lachlan Robertson in goal, the guy whose name I forgot. Simpson, Bennett, Wilkinson, and Smith-Brown across the back. Vincent and Willock in midfield. They're untouchable. Fitzhugh, Carter and Richmond. Now, Richmond was out on loan last season, which is why he seems to be new. I signed him from Kettering, loaned him out to Bury. There's a coincidence. Scored 9 goals in 15 games. This season he's already scored 2 in 15 for me. 3 assists. He's awesome. So the left midfield position is basically his now. And then, of course... just realised you're better in a support role. Of course, Wilson up front. He's just been amazing. He's been absolutely amazing. 11 goals this season so far. 9 in the league. 15 games, 2 player of the matches, 7.29 match rating, just incredible. Really enjoying watching him play for us. And then on the bench we've got Whitnall, Stokes, Dath, Waldron O'Rourke and Wootton. Right, so not to disrespect Macclesfield fans, they deserve a team. You know, I'm not saying take their team away from them or anything like that. And you know, being a Newcastle fan, you kind of get used to having a crap owner who just does weird things. But one thing I can safely say about Newcastle is we have never been at risk of financial administration. Been relegated twice, but never at risk of going bust. So for Macclesfield, it must be awful right now to be a fan. However, speaking as a Stevenage fan, yes, we got ourselves in that position where we were at the bottom of the table. Yes, we probably do deserve to go down because of that. However, the season didn't finish. We were 3 points behind Macclesfield when the season was suspended, and we had a game in hand with 10 games to play. So if we'd won our game in hand, we would have gone above Macclesfield on goal difference. Then we had 9 games to play. We could well have stayed up. If the season was played out to its full, we probably could have stayed up. We just appointed a new manager, Alex Ravel, who is... you know, he's, at the moment at least, he's saying all the right things, so that's promising. But I believe, maybe with rose-tinted glasses on, but I believe we were going to stay up. And even now, I believe we're going to stay up. Because Macclesfield only needed to be deducted 3 points for Stevenage to go above them on goal difference. Which makes me wonder if that's the reason why only 2 points were deducted from them originally. The EFL have actually appealed the decision, because it wasn't the EFL that made that decision, it was an independent disciplinary panel. The EFL have appealed that decision, which is why there's an appeal hearing taking place in a couple of weeks' time. I think an extra point at least will be added to the punishment, and I think Macclesfield will get relegated. But I hope that then is the catalyst for change at Macclesfield. A new owner hopefully will come in, and they'll get back into the Football League the fair way. So I do think it's unfair on the fans, but I don't think it's particularly fair on any of the other teams down at the bottom of the table that Macclesfield will survive as it stands. Because they'll just go bust next season. And then you end up with 23 teams in the league again, like you had in League 1 last season, and it just messes up all the promotion and relegation for, you know, the next 5 leagues below League 2, because they have to try and balance it all out again. And it's just not very fair on anyone that happens. So that's my 2 cents on that. Some of you might agree, some of you might disagree. Again, I don't bear any grudges against Macclesfield supporters, and I hope that, you know, whatever happens, whether you stay up or whether you go down, that you don't go bust, and that you have a good season next season, because it's not fair on you guys what's happened either. You know, Macclesfield were deducted a total of 13 points this season just gone, so they would have been comfortably mid-table were it not for those points deductions. But because they've broken the rules, the club has broken the rules, the owners have broken the rules, that's why I think it's fair that they be relegated. Not to punish the fans, but to punish the club, because it sets a bad precedent when teams get away with breaking the rules. And Bury, to an extent, was supposed to be the example last season. They got kicked out of the league because of financial regulations. So that's what should have happened here as well. But, again, I don't want to get into it too much because then it will sound like I'm having a dig at Macclesfield, and I really don't want to. Half time, 0-0, not great. Now the little tactics thing I was talking about, up here, there's this button here, which I thought just changed your formation, but at the bottom it's got match plans. Not only can you switch between match plans, you could also disallow or allow substitutions. Now I didn't do it in time because we've made 3 subs there. Stokes, Lawson, Dath and Wootton coming on. Smith, Brown, Richmond and Wilson going off. I think it's a bit harsh to sub off Wilson. What was his rating? 6.7. It's not bad. Not bad by any stretch. I would like to see Waldron O'Rourke come on a little bit more. Oh, that's a good goal. Never mind. Carter, you stay out there. You obviously know what you're doing. That was a good goal. That was a very good goal. Wilson actually scored one a little bit like that in the last game. Not the last game, the one before. 3-1 win. He scored a brace that match. I'll have to show you a replay actually of one of the games prior to that, because Vincent scored 2 free kicks, both of them. As soon as he put the ball down, I just thought, he's going to score. He is going to score. Alright, that puts us top of the table again, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm not sure what that free kick was there. Wasn't a very good one. I'm a little bit bunged up, by the way. You can probably hear that in my voice. Nothing serious, just a bit of a sniffle. I always feel like I have to prefix it with that these days. We live in strange times, don't we? Someone coughs and everyone panics. It could just be they've choked on something. So, it's just this year. I hate this year. So many bad things have happened to me this year. I'm going to write a blog post about it at the end of the year. Just, you know, sum it all up there, I think. Maybe make a video as well. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Come on, Fitzhugh. Into Vince. Oh, lovely. Lovely. What a goal that is. I feel bad for Wootton because he's hardly played this season. But Archie Wilson has just been such a good striker. He just knows where the goal is. He's not even got the best finishing stats. That's the best thing. He's got a finishing of 10. And yet he seems to always score. Look at this though from Vincent. It wasn't even a back heel. He just outside of the foot, no look past it. Genius. And he gets his head away there as well. Dath should have got that. It's a bit lazy from him there. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah, my goalkeeper is a bit of a maverick at the moment. Bit of a maverick. Since we're playing against a team in black and white, let's talk about Newcastle. And again, most of you won't give a toss about this, but they're my team. Stevenage and Newcastle are my teams. So I'll talk about them. We finished 13th. We lost to Liverpool. It was a bit of a disappointing game, really. The end of the season as a whole was quite disappointing. However, I do not blame Steve Bruce. We had a lot of injuries. We had one fit centre-back for our last 2 matches. Now, I do think we should have started Kelland Watts against Liverpool, because the worst that would happen is he might make a mistake that cost us a goal. But because we were already safe from relegation, we were safe like 4 weeks ago from relegation. When we drew with Brighton, I think was the... Oh no, that's when they got safe. I think when we beat Bournemouth was when we were officially mathematically safe. It might have even been the match before that. So we've been safe for a while. So at that point, I think we should have started experimenting a little bit, maybe adding some youth players. Pretty much every other team had a youth academy graduate in their lineups, with the exception maybe of the 3 teams that were at risk of relegation, because they still had quite a lot to play for. But, you know, Leicester were bringing through players, Everton were bringing through players, Arsenal have been bringing through players all season. Saka especially was the standout example there. I really wish Newcastle had done that, because we've got some good young players coming through. You know, we brought through the Longstaffs earlier in the seasons, the last couple of seasons. And I think we should have done that again this year. Got Jack Young, who's been on the bench, Tom Allen, who's been on the bench. Kelland Watts, who I said came off the bench actually against Liverpool for his debut. He started the season on loan at Stevenage, so that's one of the reasons why I would have liked to have seen him come on a little bit sooner. But he has now officially made his debut. But because of the injuries, it was just really hard to put a team out on the pitch. So I sympathise with Bruce, and I think actually some of the results we did okay. We drew against Brighton, which was again, it was boring to watch, but it's not a bad result at the end of the day. Even the Liverpool game, the fact that we scored and we did control the game for periods. We only had one centre back out there. We only had Fernandes, and we had Rose and Manquillo either side of him. So the goals we actually conceded were defensive errors, and that kind of explains why. Nice 2-1 win, 2-0 win here against Bath, by the way. Quite happy with that. So it was a bit of a disappointing end to what was otherwise a really good season. And I do want to see Bruce stay on next year, whether the takeover happens or not. I think he is the right man for the job. He's proved it. You know, Rafa last season, I think one fit centre-back, we would have really struggled the last few games. Plus, we would still have been in a relegation fight. No doubt there. No doubt we'd have been in a relegation fight still. So Bruce has done what he was tasked to do. And he's done it with some good results along the way. Winning at Spurs, for example. Drawing with Man City. Beating Man United at home. With Matty Longstaff scoring on his debut. Who else? The 4-1 win at Bournemouth. Considering Bournemouth then went on to beat Leicester 4-1. Was it a week later, in fact? So we beat them at just the right time, really. And we played really, really well that game. And it was a good sign of what we can do when we have a fit team. But I think Lascelles actually got injured in that match. And that's what ruled him out. Plus Clark was out injured. Shared dislocated his shoulder. Lejeune is always out injured, but he's awesome when he does play. Yeah, we have 6 centre-backs and only one of them is available. It's not a good sign, is it? Carter was immense there. He every season he says he wants to leave at the start, and then he always changes his mind and signs a new contract. So I suppose I'm happy with that. Sure, I'm happy with that. So how many goals has he scored for us now in total? 3 2020. So he scored 43 goals in 79 appearances. I'm making that. It's not bad. In fact, it probably tells me somewhere else. I do wish it would tell you if there was a screen. Maybe there is a screen, I just haven't found it. But I wish there was a screen where it would just tell you, this is how many games he's played for you, this is how many goals he's scored. That'd be handy. I know it does that for individual seasons, but it would be nice if it did it for the club as a whole. Right, so we now have Merthyr Town away. They're 15th in the league. Then we got the Southern League Cup second round. I would like to win a cup this season because losing the trophy last season was a bit disappointing. It was definitely a surprise. I was not expecting to lose. Richie Smallwood, where have I heard that name? Blackburn, Charlton, Scunthorpe, Rotherham, Middlesbrough. I've heard his name be mentioned recently. Has he become the manager of somewhere? Can't be, because this is what, 2023? So he's going to be 29 in real life. I don't know. I do not know. Bennett, who is at Woking. Not fussed about that. Oh, who was the disappointing? Fitzhugh, 6.1. Oh dear. And yet he didn't get subbed off. Here's Wilson, potential Sky Bet League 2 striker. That is what I like to hear. I'm going to praise his training. There we go. He's a man of few words, is Archie Wilson. What's gone up? His pace. Bloody hell, he's rapid. 15. Alright, Merthyr scouting report. So yeah, what I'm going to do with the tactics, I'll give you a little bit of a taster here now. I'm not going to do it now, I'll do it in a separate video like I said. But effectively, now I know that I can switch between match plans during matches, as well as turn off substitutions here and there. I'm going to create, instead of having one match plan for every single scenario, I'm going to have match plans for different scenarios. So I'm going to have like an attacking match plan. Or if I'm playing against a team in the cup, say, and I want to be a bit more conservative, I'll play more of a defensive match plan. And because you can swap between them during matches, you can kind of I mean, you can still do that with a single match plan, and maybe it would be the smarter option to do that with a single match plan. But I'm not just going to have like 4-2-3-1 attack, things like that. I'm going to have like transitional phase. So there'll be ones where, say you're when you're 0-0, you play a 4-2-3-1, but if you go a goal up, you might switch to something a bit more defensive. If you go a goal down, you'll switch to something a lot more offensive. And it's better to contain all of that in a single match plan, because you might also have a defensive one where you just want to see out the game. Say you just need a draw to stay up on the last day or something, and you just want to see it out. You don't want to mess around. You don't want to play silly buggers. I think that will work quite well. Plus formation changes as well. It's 4-4-2 sometimes. Whatever the system was we used at the end of last season. The weird like Christmas tree type thing. Just try out little things like that. I tried this out on FIFA. I think I might have mentioned this before actually. Tried this out on FIFA where I had like a power lineup, so it's my strongest players, and I had a pace lineup where it's my fastest players. And I kind of want to do that here as well. That's not to do with the match plans, that's to do with your tactics in general. But I might have different lineups, so like we know now that Wilson's quite fast. So we might put him in a team with players like Fitzhugh's quite fast as well, and Richmond's alright. And not put crosses into the box, for example, but actually try and work the ball into the box. And again, that's where the match plan comes in, because that's all team instructions which are part of the match plan. I kind of want to keep you, because you look quite good. You haven't made your debut yet though. Maybe at the end of this season if we win the league early. According to this, you're better than Richmond in that position. Although that's left midfield rather than left wing. But yeah, I want to try out different things like that. I want to try out like a more powerful lineup, a more paceful lineup. And this is something I'll probably do next season as well, next episode as well. Is I'll have a look at all the stats of my players. I might even set up a spreadsheet. I won't make it publicly available because it's a bit sad. But I might set up a spreadsheet. I wish there was a way, maybe there is, where I can link the game to a spreadsheet. So every time, say, a pace stat increases, it'll automatically update the spreadsheet. So I don't have to constantly check the player's stats. That would be quite handy. That would be very handy. I want to check my squad screen in a second, because I might be able to get stats up. Or at least like key stats, things like pace, power, stamina. It's not power, it's strength, isn't it? Pace, strength, stamina, that kind of thing. Natural fitness. So let's use an example. Let's choose Kelly. So Kelly's got a pace of 13, stamina of... Oh wow, you're awful. Never mind. Let's choose a better example. Let's choose Wilson again, because I love Wilson. He's my protege. So he's got a pace of 15, stamina of 7, strength of 6, and a natural fitness of 14. Say they're the 4 stats that I use to determine who's strong, who's fast, that kind of thing. So you want for the power team, you kind of want people out wide who have good crossing stats as well. And this is where it becomes a struggle, because you need to really know what sort of stats you need to look at in order to... So for example, flair is irrelevant for most of these. It's just a bonus. So when you've got a paceful team that are also quite flair driven, then you're going to run rings around the opposition. But yeah, I think the 4 main stats are the ones here, and maybe a couple of the passing stats here, because you want to have some good accurate passing as well. But basically, like, build these teams. Oh, acceleration as well, I suppose, and agility. But you want to build these teams based around those stats. So Man City, for example, they don't have the tallest team in the league, but they're still very good at set pieces because they know how to get the ball in the box at the right time. And that's kind of what the inspiration for this was. Whereas you had a team like, any team managed by Sam Allardyce, they're all 6'8" brick shithouses, and it's just about pumping the ball in the box and bullying the opposition. Which again, some people criticise that. I think that's a very effective way to play football. When it works really well. And that's one of the reasons why Sam Allardyce does so well with keeping teams up, because he turns them into teams that are very, very difficult to beat. And when you've got all these flair players running around, and then suddenly they get two-footed from behind, it kind of puts doubt in their mind the next time they get the ball. They're always looking over their shoulder and not necessarily concentrating on what they're doing. You kind of put the fear of God into them. And I think that works out quite well, all things considered. Right. So yeah, you know, it's just a little taster as to what my plan is. Set up all these different teams and switch between different lineups. Because players like Wootton, for example, when I get the scout reports... Where did I get the scout report? Where did I get the scout report? There it is. Oh, this isn't that detailed, actually. I suppose you look at strengths and weaknesses. So weaknesses, for example, if I look at all their weaknesses, so they've not got much pace. They also don't have good stamina. So this, to me, tells me that a pacey team would be a good team to play against these guys, because they're not going to be able to keep up. Then again, does it mention anything to do with aerial battles? Not the best in terms of crossing, not the best in terms of marking. Aerial ability amongst goalkeepers, but that's not really... It kind of comes into play, but not often. So what are their pros? I'm going to be doing this a little bit more often as well as the season goes on, by the way, or as the game goes on, as we go up the leagues. Actually look at the opposition and see what the strengths and weaknesses are, because, you know, this is how you build a team that's successful. Especially a team that can adapt to any situation. That's how you win matches. So what are you? You've got good fitness, good positioning. So that could potentially thwart pace if they've got good positioning. Heading is one of the team's strengths. Wootton's heading ability may help to combat this. So they're almost advising me there to use more of a strength team. Strength probably isn't the right word, because pacey players are quite strong as well. More like aerial team and a ground team, let's call it that. Do it like the armed forces. So the pacey players are more akin to playing with the ball on the ground, and the aerial players obviously when the ball's in the air. So I like this. Composure is one of the team's strengths. Again, that doesn't really affect me. Good command of the penalty area from the goalkeepers, but not very good aerial ability. Interesting. And they're good handlers of balls. There we go. You heard it here first, people. They love handling their balls. So I'm tempted to actually start Wootton in this game then. So let's have a look at our squad. And have a look at some of the extra stats. So let's go with... This is a really nice view, by the way. As you can see, that's its name. I can't pronounce it. I downloaded it off the Steam Workshop. I'm going to customize it slightly. So let's go with attributes. Things I want are strength, pace, where is it? Aerial ability. Oh, it's A. Aerial ability. Oh, no. Oh, heading, I suppose, is a good stat to have, and I think that's it. Oh, maybe crossing as well. Crossing. Dribbling. Suppose we can have that too. Add all of those. And then move them. Where did they go? Where's dribbling? I want them in like their own little area. How do you put these divider lines in, by the way? That'd be cool. Oh, that's where... Okay, that's actually handy, because I can see their names and then their stat. So let's grab dribbling as well and move that to the top. We'll put you there. Oh yeah, I want to put a divider. Insert column. No, not insert column. Add separator. Right? Yes. Awesome. And then I want to resize all of these. Auto size all columns. There we go. Right, so now I can get a good detailed look at each individual player and their stats. So Ekpyong's suspension is over, so he's obviously coming straight back in place of Wilkinson. Actually, I kind of want to play Wilkinson alongside Ekpyong, because you got the old and the young again, which we had last season. Bennett is a really good utility sub. That's why I like having him there. Yeah, I do like having him there. Also, I want to add positions as well. General position. There we go. I'm going to put that next to best position. So they're basically right next to each other. Which is where? Assistant manager's opinion of this player's best position. There we go. And then I want to remove. I quite like to remove. Actually, do you know what? Let's make this a little bit easier. I really shouldn't be messing around with this sort of thing right now, but there we go. There we go. So their actual positions are here, and then their best position is here. So that's good stuff as well. And then their best role is there. Right, so strength. Wilkinson is our strongest defender, so having him in the team would be perfect. And Simpson's fast. Look at that pace stat. Awesome. Do we have a faster right back? Someone who can play right back who's... sorry, not faster, stronger. No, we don't think we do. This is where our hands are kind of tied. But this is something that we can develop with the youth team, for sure. Let's move Wootton for Wilson, because again, his strength is 14. Also, his heading is 12. And that's good, because Wilson's is only 8. Got some good pace in the midfield here. Not much strength. So Fitzhugh, do we have a stronger right midfielder? Again, no. It's a bit annoying, actually. This plan is kind of falling down already. Oh well. We'll start experimenting with this right now. We'll start experimenting. It might not work. It might not work. Just check the match plan is still. Yep, good. Yeah, we'll go with a slightly stronger attack for this game. Wilson might well get subbed on after 20 minutes, for all I know. That'll probably happen. Depends how well Wootton plays. But we got the match day now, so we'll see how well this works. So I think we'll play this match, and then possibly the rugby match as well. Where we'll be playing rugby at football. And then... that'll probably be it for this episode, and then I'll go into the detailed tactical setups for next time. Now I was thinking of copying over the existing one and then editing it, but I think it'll work better if I just did it from scratch. Okie dokie. This would be good to have the stats here as well, actually. I might add those right now. Attributes. So again, it was... I did say agility was kind of part of it as well. Heading is definitely part of it. Pace. Strength. Stamina, I think was the other one. Let's add all those. Let's put them all in weird places again. In fact, let's just see here where they all are. So you've got strength, pace, heading. What happened? Oh, stamina. There it is. So you move right to the top. There we go. So now again you get a better idea as to who's where and what and why. Can I add separate here? I can. Oop, no, did not mean to do that. Okay. How do you remove separators? There. So you add separator left. Oh, for God's sake. There we go. Add separator none. Thank you. So again, the key stats are here. I'm really dicking around with this. I do apologise. Let's just play football, shall we? Let's just do what we came here to do. This is not the tactics video. Right, kick off. And I've got a sneeze coming. 1 second. Oh, excuse me. Hopefully I muted my microphone in time there. Has Willock got dreadlocks now? and Smith Brown. They've both got the same haircut. It's imaginative. Alright, Vincent to Willock. Back to Ekpion. All the way back to the goalkeeper. Feels like we're playing a bit too cautiously right now. And that's a good kick. Poor control from Carter though. But yeah, these new tactics that I'm developing, hopefully these will stay with us for a couple of seasons now. And as we start getting more promotions, I'm actually going to start signing players specifically to fit these tactics. So I'll look for a pacey right winger, for example. I won't just look for any right winger. I'll go for someone with a bit more pace. This, by the way, is a great save from Robertson. Very good save. Good defending from Ekpion there as well. After that mistake by Carter. Right, now this is where the match plan thing comes in handy, the switch on, switch off. So I'm actually going to bring Carter on. Move Carter back, play him as a central midfielder, also set to attack, because why not? And then I'm going to bring O'Rourke on for Willock. Because this is probably the only opportunity he's going to get to play the game. Now this is currently switched off the match plan, but if I go down here, I can switch it back on. And check that subs are on. Yep, good. And there we go. The match plan has been re-enabled. So that's really helpful. Oh, for God's sake, it took off Aldrin. He was on for 14 minutes, guys. I should have kept subs switched off. But yeah, what was I saying? I'm actually going to look for players that fit the tactic rather than signing players and then trying to build a tactic. My director of football is still in charge of transfers. So there are some players actually that he approached that have joined the team this season. So some of the signings, I think Simpson was one of his. And Sheridan, I believe, was his as well. In fact, Stokes was his. Yeah, Stokes was his too. Plus, he actually brought Wilkinson in on trial to start with, and then I decided I wanted to sign him permanently. So I like that. I actually thought Luther Blissett had gone on vacation or something, because for the last 2 seasons he's not really done anything in terms of transfers, and then this season it's like someone kicked his arse into gear because he just went mental and started bringing in loads of players on trial. Ooh, unlucky. But I do like that, because the director of football does try and sign players that satisfy your demands as well. So, you know, he does look for players that would benefit the team. And he even says, I've made an offer for this player as I see him as a natural replacement for, or I see him as a good partner for. So he does take that into account. He or she, I should say, they take that into account. But yeah, the transfer strategy has changed for this season. I've only signed players that I genuinely needed. So Sarpong Waidu left, so I brought in Simpson as a direct replacement. Sheridan was brought in because we had too many times last season where we had no left back because of injuries to Smith Brown or suspensions. Plus centre backs as well. We had a few shortages of centre backs towards the end of last season. So it's all been done with a plan. Plus we had some loanees return. So Richmond, for example, I didn't need to sign a left winger because I had Richmond coming back and I knew he'd had a good season at Bury. And it's worked out really well. And I've actually enjoyed not signing many players this season. Normally I enjoy signing players, but I've actually enjoyed the opposite this time around and being quite conservative with it. Financially, we're still quite healthy, although the money is still starting to decline. So I'm being a bit more careful in that respect as well. We are still paying quite high wages to some of our players, particularly Carter and Fitzhugh. I think they're our top earners still. But it's not all bad. It's not the worst thing in the world. Oh, Vincent's picked up an injury as well. That's not good. But he took out one of theirs too. What's that line? They send one of ours to the hospital, we send one of theirs to the morgue. Good tackle, Wooten. Fitzhugh shot. Oh, not like that. That's not how I wanted to score. Oh, Bennett's come on for Carter as well, I've just noticed. I wonder why that sub was made. Good play from here, though. Bennett with the pass, Fitzhugh with the shot. Deflected off, I think, both defenders there. Ended up in the back of the net. Don't mind that, sir. Don't mind that at all. Right, we're probably going to be going So it'd be at this point where a match plan would kick in that says, you know, we've just scored, let's go to 3 at the back for a minute, well, 10 minutes, I think is the limit, and just not do anything stupid. Although a formation change like that is normally where something stupid would happen. Mistakes would be made. Smith-Brown doing well there. Ekpyong with the ball forward to absolutely no one. So passing stats might be something I need to look at as well. Particularly if you're lumping the ball forward, you do want a little bit of accuracy with it. And Simpson there, his one-on-ones don't seem to be very good. Maybe not the best composure. Oh, good touch. You completely thwarted Wilkinson there. Long on the ball. Safe catch there by Robertson. Good stuff. Long kick forward by their keeper. Great header, Wilkinson. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring him in, because he is a very good header of the ball in real life. I think he's at Yeovil currently with Darren Saul. I was gutted when he left Stevenage though. I was really gutted because he was a very good centre-back for us. He was prone to make mistakes, but, you know, he did come up trumps at really good moments for us. And, you know, it's League 2. Every player makes mistakes, no matter how good they are. If they weren't making mistakes, they wouldn't be in League 2. Let's put it that way. Oh, that's a really poor goal to concede. Johnson breaks through. Who did that deflect off? I think it was Ekpyong. That's a nothing ball. Smith-Brown, I don't know why he headed that. He could have brought that down. I know it was Wilkinson. Well, there you go. There's his mistake. There's his mistake. I don't blame him for that goal. You know, he blocked the shot. That's what he's there for. He blocked the shot. All right, 3 up top now. Who we got? Wootton, Wilkinson and Vincent. Vincent? I'd have put Fitzhugh there myself. But then I suppose Richmond would have nowhere to play. Oh, I thought he'd done it then. I thought he'd done it. Go, get it. Oh, God damn it. I definitely need to play one more match after this to get this draw out of my system, because this is not a good result. Come on, boys. Yeah, this is where, again, having extra match plan would be good, because you get to, the, say, the 90th minute and you're still drawing. Having 3 up top obviously wasn't working, so maybe switching to a 2 up top again or something like that. Believe it or not, the more strikers you have, the less chance you have of scoring, because they just get in each other's way. Sometimes you want one less player there, maybe an extra player in midfield. It's always the midfield. I've always said this. If you're conceding too many goals or if you're not scoring enough, it is always the midfield you need to look at first. Always. Right, so we went to Pennydannon Park and we drew, which means we've lost top spot. You're out for 7 to 8 weeks with a hamstring injury. Alright, he's kind of happy. Vincent, 1 to 2 days with a bruised knee. That's fine. So I need to come up with a replacement for Willock. Who have we got? Montero's out on loan. Could be Jealous. Could be Burrows, actually. Because Burrows... there's a few teams interested in him. Basingstoke, especially. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what I did in the last game. I'm going to move Carter back into midfield. Let's put you as an advanced playmaker. Actually, let's put you as a Mozilla. I think you do well there. Vincent, I'm going to switch you to a deep-lying playmaker for a little bit. I'll set you to support, though. And then I'm going to put Waldron O'Rourke in this position and have Burrows on the bench. I really want Waldron O'Rourke to break through and have a good season. It would help if he had... Okay, that's his best. No, that's his best position, and yet that's his. Oh, I don't know how this works. Yeah, I want him to have a breakthrough season. I want him to do really well. So I think what I want you to play as is a shadow striker, set to attack. Additional focus. I mean, what do you need to be a shadow striker? Does it say? No. But I suppose if I choose this, dribbling, finishing, first touch, pass. I mean, your passing is incredible. You're a very, very good passer. So, finishing maybe? Let's say shooting. Try and get that up. So finishing, long shots and technique. I think that's good. He's got good creative freedom there on the right hand side as well. So that's, I suppose, something else I'm going to have to keep an eye on is those bars. Tactical familiarity. Fair enough. And then I might have a quick nosy before the rugby game. Might have a quick nosy at the transfer list. Or, you know, the scouting list, I should say, not the transfer list. Might as well call it the transfer list, though, because I tend to sign... If I see a player on there, I tend to sign them. Just to see if there's a good midfield. In fact, I might loan one in, just as cover. Because we're down to the bare bones in that position now. Smith. Why is Smith so popular? Are you one of mine, or did I sign you from... You are one of mine. I don't know. I don't know why teams want him. Can I loan you out? Yes, I can. Just put you on the development list and hope no one rejects it. Let's just go with... Maybe that's why it's getting rejected. Play for parent club reserves. Any role, don't mind. So yeah, playing time and everything, I'm not bothered. Not bothered by that. So let's have a look at the list here. There's quite a few names on it. So we've got James Morton, who I think I've signed before for Hatfield. Jayden Harris, Riley Towler, German Valera, just for the name. Just for the name. I would probably bring you in, or Cody Pryor. Bring you in on trial for, say, 4 weeks. And then I'm going to very quickly see if there's any loan midfielders. Oh wow, you are very versatile. Again, just for your versatility, I would probably want to bring you in. Let's see if I can bring you in on trial for a week. And I suppose you're quite versatile as well. Let's have a look at either of those. Both were accepted. Bloody hell, Waldron overall playing the under-23s the day before. What was the score? 3-2. Did he score? He did. Well, there you go. It's working already. He's finishing training. Going full-time would be a big help for these youth players as well, because right now they only train 1 day a week. So actually going full-time and having every day. Cameron Walker, by the way, I just saw his name on the list there. He still plays for us. He's still with us, I should say. He doesn't play for us. He's still with us. I should sell him, or, you know, release him, because he deserves a career. And he's not really got one with me right now. He's getting paid, I suppose, but he's not playing. So you rejected me, O'Loughlin. In that case, I'm just going to bring you in on loan. End of season. Let's do it for 6 months. Well, actually, that is the end of the season. Let's do it for 1 month and see. Pryor on trial. Hornshaw rejects, that's fine. Who are you? Oh, Jayden Harris. So even my director of football now. Regular starter in the box-to-box midfielder role. So he knows. He knows. Actually, his stats there look better than what was on the list before. He's also got good pace, good stamina, good strength. So he could be one of the strong players. I thought you were in a Fulham kit there. Right, O'Loughlin joining on loan. Oh, I didn't even look at Pryor there. I think we'll let him go. We're just having a look. So O'Loughlin probably isn't going to play the next game because I've already set it up. But the match after that, when we go back to the league, which I'll do off camera, I think I would probably bring him in then. Depends what his actual stats are, I suppose, and his star rating. It might not be that good, in which case he's just cover. Oh no, he's good. League One. Oh, potential League One midfielder. How much do you cost? Inquiry. You're only 18 as well, so you're one for the future. Oh, he's so good. So good. I'm probably going to extend his loan then. Oh, we lost Nakahashi. That's annoying. He rejected a contract offer from us. See, again, look, good crossing. Good crossing, good free kick taking. Pacey. He would have been perfect for that system. He joined from Arsenal, didn't he? I know, Brighton. Was free at least, so it didn't cost us money. He scored 1 goal in 12 games for the academy. Not bad. Not bothered. Right, let's play. Last game. So, Willock is injured, so that's fine. Do we have two extra subs? I don't think we do. I think it's just the 5. So I'm going to bring Wilson back in, because that experiment failed. And Waldron O'Rourke starting. Richmond, Fitzhugh, Carter and Vincent here. Actually, I might drop Carter. That would be really harsh on him, though, because he's done nothing wrong. I wouldn't mind bringing out an O'Loughlin on the bench. How good are you as a centre-back? Not very. You're a really good all-rounder, though. You can sort of play all of these positions. Sorry, Ali. I'm sorry. Right, let's play. Waldron O'Rourke is lacking match fitness because, you know, he just played a game yesterday. So he'll probably last about 20 minutes and then he'll come off and O'Loughlin will come on. I keep calling him O'Loughlin, which it kind of... I think it is Lachlan. I got the O bit right at least. Wow, we are flying through this first half. We're almost 15 minutes in already. Vincent with the corner. Whips it in. Oh, beautiful. Luke Wilkinson, his first goal for the club. That's why I loved him at Stevenage, because he just ran in late like that. Bullet header, top corner. I mean, that wasn't top corner, but that was still a bullet header. Keeper is always going to struggle to stop those. That was a very well placed header. Happy. Very happy. And then, yeah, Dath came on for Waldron O'Rourke in the 15th minute. Sometimes it does that annoying substitution, sometimes it doesn't. But it is annoying when it does do it. Because it doesn't just ruin that player's match, it also ruins your team strategy. Because you're 1 sub down at that point. Ooh, I thought he De Bruyne'd it then. That would have been a good goal. Carter's bombing forward as well. Vincent's knackered. Wouldn't mind seeing O'Loughlin come on for him at some point. Probably in the second half. We are at half time after all. How many people watching? 91 fans. Not bad. We broke our record attendance twice this season. Oh, that was a good header as well. Both times in the FA Cup. We also broke our gate receipts record, which is awesome because it means we're rolling in dollars. Vincent with 2 assists this game. He's back on form. Every time I think his assists and goals have started to dry up, he goes and puts in a really good performance like this. And now he's impossible to sub off because he's our best player. Even though he's basically running on fumes right now. Nice pass there from Simpson. Playing a little bit of pinball amongst themselves. Come on, don't lose it. You're supposed to be fast. Why don't you actually use it? That's exactly what I was afraid of. That's exactly what I was afraid of. How annoying. We got lucky there. Still no sub for Vincent. Still no sub for Vincent. It's got to come off soon, surely. There we go. Oh wow, they brought Bennett on. That's a slap in the face to O'Loughlin, isn't it? I guess they're getting ready to go defensive. Wootton on for Richmond, which is also a strange substitution. Alright, Wilkinson now to Simpson. Good ball forward. Good takedown from Wootton. I thought he might have headed it, but no. He knows how to use his feet as well, it seems. Fitzhugh, disguise pass to Bennett, to Carter, to Daff. What a finish that is as well. Alright, pretty convincing win in the end. Great bit of passing play. Great bit of passing play. So Wootton here lays it off to Fitzhugh, who I thought was going to cross it back to Wootton, but that's a good communication as well. At that point, Daff just thought, you know what? I don't want to pass it. I want to shoot. Nice, nice, nice finish. And I think that's going to be it for the game. Yep. Awesome. Nice 3-0 win. So we're through to the next round of the Southern League Cup. I don't think we get any money for that, though. I think it's just the FA Cups. Yeah. So we don't get money for that. How annoying. Ekpyong on form, 8.9 match rating. That's very impressive. I actually want to look at the who did well and who didn't do well whenever that comes up. Because I think it's going to be hard to pick someone who didn't have a good game there. Yeah, no poor performances. So Waldron O'Rourke got 6.8 in the 15 minutes he was out there. Best player by miles was Ekpyong, 8.9. Then an 8.5 for Vincent, 8.4 for Wilkinson. Very good from him. 6.9 for Wilson though. That's quite disappointing. Robertson 6.8, but I don't think the ball went near him, really. Shots on target 3, so he had to make 3 saves. Richmond only a 6.4. Maybe that's why he went off for Wootton, because Wilson can play anywhere in that top triangle. So that's no problem. Do you know what? As good as he's been for us, I wouldn't mind if he left. I'm not bothered if he leaves. I think we'd miss him. Especially last season, 14 goals in 26 appearances. He had a really good season last season. Maybe I will miss him. Tell you what, we'll let Blissett decide whether he stays or not. But that will do it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. And like I said, check out next episode. It'll be a 0.5, so it'll be what, 13.5, and it'll be me setting up the new match plans and sort of going through tactical ideas, things like that. I might set up like loads and only use, you know, even 4 or 5 of them for the next few years. You never know. And I might even put them up on the workshop if they work out. Who knows? Drop some comments down below with ideas for tactics, signings, transfers, staff, all that good stuff. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, pause the music. Let me just waste a little bit of time here as well. I suppose I could turn the volume down in edit. That's why I do it on separate audio tracks. But yeah, until next time, guys, I will see you soon.